What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. We're going to do a little something different here, some ghost hunting. Got the K2 meter out, the lights are dimmed a little bit. I'm going to back up a little. I don't want to go too far. I'm blind in case y'all haven't tuned in before. I lost my sight 3 years ago. So I got to try to guess a lot here. I was born with a disability. If y'all want to check out previous episodes, we appreciate Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube and TikTok. Harold Sullivan 78 or Harold Sullivan 70 Harold Sullivan 1 HS, sorry, the email's HS19782015. That's HS19782015 at outlook.com. And then we got Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. And you can also, I'm going to turn on the meter here and get it going. K2 meter. Got a current rod on my lap here. That's what I used to reach for stuff and whatnot with my disability. I've been in a wheelchair since I was a child. I was born with an autoimmune disease. And I wasn't supposed to make it. But we all have a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover. Everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover. And you can call the show, 724-513-1472 if you want. Be a guest, audio or video. And turn this one a little more. And just share stuff. Your pain is your strength, not your weakness. So come on and talk about anything. It don't have to be paranormal or supernatural. It could be just everyday things. But I like to say this podcast is about everything and it's for everyone. So I've been getting some vibes lately. Let me turn on the K2. This K2 has sound as well as lights. So you'll be able to hear, see the lights out here, the sound. And it's got the automatic on button. Okay, we already got the buzz going. Right there, I don't know if y'all can see it or hear it. It's pretty, it's almost like a metal detector. It's like zzz. And I always have a high EMF on me for some reason. And people give off energy, but it's so low it shouldn't read. So it's all around me right now, down in my lower area, all around me. Okay, but when I move it outside the wheelchair, it's off. I move it right in front of me a little, you can hear it. And I'm gonna rest it up on the armrest here. So first of all, we only let love and light. We like to say love is a choice and so is to hate. Well, we're getting a response louder now. And we're going to try, okay, I'm listening to an audiobook now by Steve Gonsalves from Ghost Hunters. Recently, I listened to Adam Berry from Ghost Hunters as a book. And this one talks about Meatloaf, the artist, the rock star. And he was a ghost hunter and did some shows with them. And he has they call it the Meatloaf method now. And I've been doing this before. I've been doing ghost hunting or paranormal stuff for 30 years or more. A lot of places I lived in, I thought were haunted, but it may just be me. Yeah, we're definitely getting responses as I talk here. So anyway, Meatloaf method, named after Meatloaf, was basically just talk to them. Whatever it is you're communicating with, just talk. And you seem to get more responses that way. And I used to too. Just talk. You don't have to have questions or certain things. Just talk and see how they or it replies. So I always have lots of activity around me. I always have for a long time. I just didn't know what it was. Now I know. And then what do you do with it? You know what I mean? Because you're in the, even though I'm in the dark, being blind, I'm in the light. And other people still don't have a clue. So if somebody over here wouldn't be making this meter go in my hand, can you make it louder if you are? If you understand me, or you're intelligent? Or make it stop completely making sound? Because it's going crazy. Just so we can, we got a video camera going. I don't know if you know what that is. But they can't see you because you're in a different place. But they can hear this beeping on here. So if you want to respond by making the machine make a sound that's lower or louder, if you can hear the machine, If not, just try your energy, and your energy should make the responses lower and louder. And I will tell you the response. Okay? So you're working it correctly. I'll let you know. How about can you shut off the sound? It's getting pretty low. Can you shut it off? That means you may have to move away from me. It feels almost like static electricity here in my hand. Or can you make it louder? How about that? Make it real loud and crazy. Make the lights real bright and lit up on the machine. See, I also found out that with the K2 meter, sometimes you got to find a certain area, and it'll be right at the edge of the area because you could be right in the energy too much, and then the responses are not as accurate. But if you find it right on the edge, it's almost like a pulse. And I've actually gotten, what have I gotten on here before? If you check out past videos on YouTube and TikTok, I've actually gotten like Morse code, but I don't know Morse code. Let me move this in front of me a little. Over here. See, right in front of me, nothing turns. So these things are very sensitive. But it definitely shouldn't be this loud in there, or this high. So Danny's back in town. Let's talk about Danny a little bit. He actually came and we went on the bus and we went to the mall and had pizza. God bless the pizza guy's open. He was closed for a few years. He got a different name now. It's just called Mall Pizza. But he was one of the last people left, one of the last places left since from when I was a child. And I explained to him a few years back how getting pizza there still reminded me of being like around my dad when he was alive, and that was our thing. And so I actually gave them one of my paintings. I made a few paintings after I lost the sight of one of my eyes. I was looking for other things to do, and I made a few paintings, so I gave them one. But he closed at the beginning of the pandemic and thought he was done, but God bless, he's back. And they were constant busy nonstop, but I got a calzone and it was great. Danny, he's back with his ex-girlfriend, and he said, oh, she's going to let me stay here until I get a new place. Okay, dude, but you just want to, yeah, you're making the meter go crazy, aren't you? You're constantly around me. How about you make it louder so people know you're here? You want someone to actually, or say a sound. Maybe we can hear you on the video, okay? Say a name. If y'all pick up something, let me know in the comments or call me. Yeah, see, it's real quiet now compared to what it was. Let me try it with the other hand over here on the other side. If I can, my hands don't hold much, y'all. But yeah, isn't it weird how? See, nothing until I get on me. Nothing over here on this left. It's weird how you have friends or people you care about. And sometimes they just do things that are probably not the best for them, but you want them to be happy. Right? I'm over here holding on to right now. I don't know if y'all can see it over here. But it's steady, like something standing there right next to me. Or you're standing right next to me here. But yeah, so you just have to let your friends or loved ones, you just have to let them do their thing. Even if it hurts them or you think it might not be the best. People have the right to create their own existence. And everybody's reality is different. Even if you think you live in the same place, you don't. Right? And I had a vision about my dad and my mom last night. I believe it was last night. Time doesn't have meaning to me anymore with the no sight thing. But my dad and mom were both younger, and there was a little joke in there. But they were talking to each other. It was almost like he was saying sorry for coming around so much lately or something. But they were both younger. Yeah, they died 7 years ago. And my mom was 70 and my dad 80. And but they were way younger. Right, my dad might have been younger than I ever remember seeing him. But it's neat how they come to visit you. And like I said, there was a little joke in there, but it's kind of personal. But it was almost like I was there, and there was a conversation between my mom and dad on the other side. So, God bless, you know. But yeah, so, and I actually just, we're going to have a podcast episode with Adam Berry from Ghosthunters. I just contacted him, Cameo, and I got done listening to a book of his called Goodbye Hello recently, an audio book. Got a few other audio books here we're going to be doing reviews on, and some other things here. You going to light up the meter anymore here? Can you do some kind of code with it again before we get off in a video? We got Stop Those Stringert coming up, y'all. And like I like to say, love is a choice and so is the hate. If you got, God doesn't do stuff to you, you know what I mean? Stuff happens, but it's not to you. You are not the target, believe me. There's bajillions of things in the universe, and you are not it. You know what I mean? We are just real tiny pieces, but we keep it all going, like links of a chain for real. You hurt, I hurt. So do your best and love everyone unconditionally. That's what I was told by the Spirit. Love and learn and teach. You know what I mean? That's why we're here to grow. You know what I mean? Easy never evolved. That's a Sullivanism I've come up with. Are you gone now? Where you at? Down there. Are you just calm here? Well, I'm giving you your airtime here. I got the K2 out. We'll bring it out again soon. Do you want to make any kind of code before we go? Like 3 beeps or 3 large thingies in a row, line up more, I don't know anything. Or do some flashy deals on the screen for people to see, maybe. I've had to have before, like lights. Where are you at? You already come. That's weird. Well, it's very calm and quiet, see, we could barely hear it. So we're going to be signing off on the podcast. On this video part, but we got Chris Stump the Stringert coming up. What's up, everyone? We got Chris here. What's going on, Chris?
What's up? Nothing at all.
Not too much. We're both a little still under the weather here, but
yeah,
hey, it's better than the alternative, right? It's either this or being in the dirt.
Don't say that.
It's either this or back to nature, right? So it's either this or back in the dirt or in the air, right? One of the, however we go, but I'm glad to be alive here, man, to get to talk to you a little bit. We'll talk about some movies here. At least we got a little bit of news as far as there have been some trailers out. Have you been catching all the new trailers?
No, I haven't caught any yet.
You haven't caught any new movie trailers?
No.
See, it's amazing how I'm blind and these things just find me, you know what I mean? Like I'm just listening to them on TV or on the podcast and all of a sudden, boom, a movie trailer. I guess that's just God's working spirit hits you with the information, you know, to give me, so I can give it to other people. But the newest movie trailer is the new Alien one. Alien, what the hell is it? Romulus? I don't know why they're calling it Romulus, because that's a planet from Star Trek, right? But it's a new Alien sequel. Kind of like a reboot sequel. I don't know. They're going back to the beginning, I guess. But it sounds pretty good. You know, they've been saying for a while that they were going to go back and do a sequel with Sigourney Weaver again. You know, like a...
Is she in it again?
And bring Ripley back. No, she's not.
No, I was going to say, yeah.
They killed her character off, but they never really did. You know what I mean? Didn't they just... In the one movie, they kind of said she was dead, right? And she was a clone. But they never really... she could have been alive still, you know what I mean? I don't know, but... No, it's kind of like a remake again, so... That's the newest one. Then you got Beetlejuice. You know,
yeah, I seen a film for that, yeah.
Okay, so you did see the trailer for that. They've been talking about doing that sequel for years. But it's Tim Burton, it seems like. So I thought he was retired, so I guess it's Tim Burton's back, having Michael Keaton.
He came out of retirement for that, huh?
Yeah. Well, they probably paid him a lot of money, because they've been trying to do that since Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii. That was the sequel years ago, was Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii. I don't know what the hell that story was. But that was supposed to be the original idea. And it never got made, so...
They would make everything now.
Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii, that sounds like a book, comic book, or a children's book. You know? So, we got Beetlejuice, then we got The Crow, the remake of The Crow, finally. And it's the guy who played who played the new It, Skarsgård. Is it Bill Skarsgård? Is that his name?
I think so.
The guy who played the new It, he's going to be the new Crow, so look out for that trailer. It sounds really good. It sounds like it's pretty much the same story. The girl has an accent, though. The lead girl, like his wife or whatever her name was, I thought her name wasn't Shelley the little girl in the original?
I think so.
And his wife had a different name, or his girlfriend had a different name. I don't know. It seems a little bit different. But the trailer talks about the whole story. The whole thing is if someone dies, sometimes they die, the crow can bring them back. And so it has that little thing. But it sounds pretty good. It's got some good music. They don't really talk about him being a rock star or anything like that. But I imagine he'll be in it and it'll be in there because he has to play guitar and stuff, right? Because that was his whole thing. He was trying to be like a singer or like a rock star. So you can't have The Crow without music, right? But other than that, it sounds... And I don't know if that guy can play Eric Drake, but he can play a creepy It character. But we got those... what's that? Then we got... what else do we got here? The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. And then we got the trailer... it's the Joker 2 now. And it has... And it has Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn.
I know, I saw that.
Okay, and everybody says she doesn't look like Harley Quinn at all, right?
I didn't see the movie, but I saw
the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she doesn't even look like Harley Quinn.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't put on the makeup and all the outfit and all that, right? Because she always used to wear black and red.
I don't know. Does she? I'm not sure.
Because she used to wear like black and red all the time.
Yeah.
Like a court jester, And then she even had that hat with the little bells on the end. And then she always wore makeup or a mask on her face. So I don't know. But yeah. So we got those trailers all out now, at the same time. So we got some movies here, and horror movies we haven't had in a long time, And I'm still waiting for Halloween and the new Camp Blood or Camp Crystal Lake, whatever the heck they're gonna call it. So we got those out. I got a new bracket I started, and then we're gonna do Stump the Stringert. So I got a new bracket of odd questions, so I'm going to get your opinion on a couple. First one is, we've talked about this before, best alleyway fight scene, I'm going to call it. And right now my nominees are They Live. And
They Live was good. That was the best fight scene, yeah.
The fight scene with Roddy Piper. And I can't remember the other dude's name. But, so I'm picking out like a categories of weird stuff like best alleyway fight scene, right? So that's the number one I got right now. I don't have any other. It's hard to find alleyway fight scenes, right? But so right now I got They Live, so that's one of my best alleyway fight scenes. Then we got best superhero kiss or best action movie kiss, something like that. And I'm going with Spider-Man right now. The scene where Spider-Man comes down and the girl pulls his mask up and Kirsten Dunst kisses him on the mouth.
Yeah, just vaguely.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. So I'm going with that right now for like best superhero or best action rescue kiss, something like that. You know what I mean? It got to be an odd category. And then we got best comedy poop scene or best toilet poop something. And I'm going with Dumb and Dumber. Remember when Harry gave Lloyd, or was it Lloyd gave Harry the X-Lax? When Jim Carrey gave Jeff Daniels the X-Lax, and he was sitting on the toilet for like 20 minutes crapping. And that was the funniest poop scene to me. I remember whenever he was going to go out with that girl, but he couldn't go out with her because he got the craps. But that's best poop scene in a movie right now, Dumb and Dumber. And then I got one more category, like best gay dance or best dance in a gay bar. And it's from Dumb and Dumber, or not Dumb and Dumber, Wedding, American Wedding. Remember the American Pie movies, the third one, where Stifler goes in the bar because they need to get this dress made or something for the wedding, right? So Stifler goes in and has a gay dance-off with this gay guy. And it's hilarious. But he's like dancing to, I'm a maniac. But it's awesome, like this dance that he does and all this. So I'm trying to think of different, like, oddball categories, right? But so those are my four for those right there. And then I did check out the new Indiana Jones movie lately. The new Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. And I thought it was crappy.
Was it?
Yeah. First of all, the audio was terrible. This must have been the worst audio or I'm just picking it out more because I can hear better. Well, this is before my ears started bothering me the last couple of days, but it's either too loud, like when they're talking you can't understand them, or it's too low when they're talking you can't understand them, or it's too loud when the action scenes are going on and all you hear is like gunshots and stuff like that, airplanes and tanks. But it's like the audio just isn't right, you know what I mean? Like you got to turn the TV up and down while you're listening to the movie. And then, yeah, it just didn't make much sense to me. Like Indiana Jones time travel, you know, the last one they had aliens. It's like the beginning of the movie, he's supposed to be young, right? Because they go back and they show flashbacks. But he sounds like the old Indiana Jones. Like they didn't fix his voice, or they didn't lower or higher the pitch of it to make it like a younger guy. When you're 25, 30 years old, your voice is different than when you're 70, 80 years old. You know what I mean? And I can tell. I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like the old Indiana Jones, but it's supposed to be the new Indiana Jones. Or the young Indiana Jones. So I didn't really... And the new Ghostbusters was terrible. The fourth Ghostbusters...
Afterlife, yeah.
And no, the fourth one, the Frozen Empire.
Frozen Empire, yeah.
Empire.
That was terrible.
Yeah, Afterlife was a lot better. I mean, I could live with that one, but this newest one was just junk. And Bill Murray had like maybe one or two lines. Yeah, Bill Murray had like one or two lines the whole movie, literally. Like that's it. I counted his lines. Bill Murray maybe 2 lines in the whole movie, and Dan Aykroyd had a couple of lines. Ernie Hudson was more in it more than the other two, and then they made him sound more like Egon, like he was the smartest person all of a sudden out of all of them. Like he was explaining everything, you know, probably because he was the cheapest one, which he shouldn't be because he's doing more in Hollywood than the other ones. But we're gonna do Stump the Stringert. We got a couple questions here. I'm gonna hold on to for a minute. The first one is, since we'll dive right into it, I just got a new trailer for the podcast by none other than Roger Rabbit himself. So do you know the guy's name who did Roger Rabbit?
No, I don't.
No, you'll know his name in a second. So you don't know. Okay, what about in The Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 1? The guy... I'm going to tell you his name is Charles Fleischer, the guy who did... you know his name now, the voice. But he does Roger Rabbit, right? So he was in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. He was Dr. King. You remember Dr. King?
Dr. King.
Yeah, in the first Elm Street movie. I'm kind of giving the answer away. I gave you like half of it, but... Yeah, Dr. King. There was only one doctor in the first movie. Actually, there was only two doctors in all the Elm Street.
Was he in the sleep clinic?
Yep, that's him. He's actually the guy who does Roger Rabbit, and he does a bunch of other cartoons. You would have never knew that. But I remember him, Dr. King and Roger Rabbit. So he does like tons of voices for cartoons. But he started going crazy and doing all these other... Remember in Roger Rabbit, all the cartoons, he did all the voices to most of those characters in there. So he was doing those in the trailer. I just wanted him to say one of his lines and then do Roger Rabbit. This dude was like multiple personalities. He was sitting in a room by himself, right, when he did the video, but he was talking to himself. It was funny. My sister's like, he's in the room by himself, but he's talking. He's like, hey, Roger, come over here and talk. And then he talks to him like Roger. He's like, hey, everybody, check out the podcast. That's funny. And then he flips back into his own voice. And he starts talking like the voice from that one character in Roger Rabbit. What, he was like a gun or something? Remember there was a cartoon gun with bullets out and you could only shoot the cartoons with the cartoon bullets, but the gun could talk and it had a mustache and it had like a Mexican voice or something, I don't know. There was all different cartoons in that movie, Roger Rabbit, but he was like doing all the different characters. It was funny. But yeah, Dr. King from A Nightmare on Elm Street. He's like, I don't get too many requests for Dr. King. And then he's like, oh, let me see. And then he starts doing his voice, but he wasn't. He's like, oh, Nancy grabbed a hat and she pulled it out. And she's like, oh, no, it's Freddy Krueger's hat. He was saying all this. I just wanted him to say one of his lines, and he probably couldn't even remember. Like, he only has like 1 or 2 lines, right? He says something like, we don't really know what dreams are, right? Because Ronnie Blakely asks him, right? Nancy's mom, the actress. That plays Nancy.
Yeah, she said, what the hell are dreams anyway? Yeah.
So he only has like 2 lines anyway in the movie. He's like, oh, we're not sure they're really sure. So, but I'm sure he was happy to get a freaking video request. So we got some more questions from Elm Street. I'm going to ask you today for Stump the Stringert. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You ready to go? All right. I hope I can remember these off the top of my head. So far we're kind of 0 for 1 with the. That was kind of a bonus one, the Roger Rabbit. Okay. How about this one here? In Freddy's Dead, there's a map in the van, right? And the deaf boy's reading it, right? I think it's the deaf boy.
Yeah.
And what does the map say when he opens it up?
Map says you're fucked.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. See, a lot of people wouldn't know that. That was scary, wasn't that? Just that creepy thing where the dude opens the map and then he keeps opening it, and it keeps opening and opening and opening, and he's in the hole like just surrounded by this map in his van and he's getting lost.
He said, well, the map says we're fucked.
Yeah, she said, what's the map say? We're fucked. That's just those little creepy things in the Nightmare on Elm Street, though. And that was creepy. What, if you had a dream like that, wouldn't that creep you out? Where you just got lost in like paper? It's just weird, you know. Okay, now how about in part 4? There's a piece when the glass breaks, and what does what's her name say? Alice say to Freddy? She says a couple things to Freddy in the mirror, like she looks in the reflection. She looks in the glass mirror and says something right before he disappears in part 4. It's supposedly how they get rid of him.
Evil will see itself.
And it shall die, right?
And it shall die.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, we're gonna. Okay. And then what about whenever Amanda's locked in the asylum? Well, it's actually her, but she's in Amanda's body in the dream, right? Lisa Wilcox, Alice, and what are they chanting? Or they're chanting something at her. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the kids. Well, they chant it to her there too, but the kids kind of torment Freddy, and they chant this thing at Freddy when he was a kid, and it's the same thing they say to Nancy whenever she's locked up with how many?
Oh shit.
Amanda. I remember Amanda got locked up in the asylum. That's how she got pregnant with Freddy, right?
Yeah, because she got raped. Yeah.
Okay, and so she got locked up in there by over a weekend. They said, and how many patients was there?
100.
Yeah, okay. Yep, that's
over
100.
I said the map says 100. Let's go. And then they leave, and then she gets locked in.
Okay, what do the kids say about Freddy? What do they chant? They tease him.
Son of 100 maniacs.
Yep, son of 100 maniacs. Okay, and that's what they say whenever Alice is having that dream too, right? Kind of. And then you see that one that looks like Freddy, right? They actually have Robert Englund running around in the asylum, and he turns real quick, and you're like, okay, well that's the looks. That's where he gets his looks. From that one out of the 100, right? Because it's Robert Englund turns and looks at the camera and then runs away real quick. Whenever they're like they're having a riot, I guess. She got locked. That would be terrible too. Not to be locked in the asylum over 3 days with 100 crazies. Oh my God! How the hell's that happen? Jesus. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember about Amanda?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Okay. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember about reflection?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember about mirror?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Is my thing messing up? Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Doctor Who. Second, Kevin Sullivan. Third, Vatican Secret.
Okay. Well, I might as well do these on here then, because I got to get to our other question. Kevin Sullivan, you know who he is? He was a wrestler, and he was a commentator. He was in wrestling for many years. He just passed on, God bless him. And I'm actually listening to a book about hardcore wrestling, the fall of ECW, and they mentioned him a lot in that book. So isn't that something? I'm listening to the book right now, and then he just passed away. And then the Vatican Secret, I want to tell you about this. I don't know if you ever heard of this. In the early 1900, okay, 3 little kids said they saw the Virgin Mary. Have you ever heard this story?
I think I might have heard something about that. But
Everybody's heard this, that they just don't know the details. Okay, well, two of the kids died within a few years. I guess children didn't live long back then. The other one became a nun and she lived to her old age. Now, the first two secrets were released. The third one she wrote down for it to be released later on because she didn't feel like the world could handle it, right? Well, they still haven't released it to us. And every few years they kind of go back and review it, and they still don't think we need to know. Now, the first two things happened, all right? And so what is this that they don't want us to know? Because the first two things happened, and the third thing, it must be so I think we need to know, you know what I'm saying? It's very odd. It's an odd story. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Doctor Who. Second, Kevin Sullivan.
Hey, Google,
Third,
delete the second one.
Done. It's forgotten.
And I got to mention Doctor Who. Have you ever seen that show?
No.
You ever heard of it? Because I started talking about time travel lately, so I'm going to do some episodes on time travel. So Doctor Who is a time travel TV show. It's been on the British channel for like 50 years. Or they have like 50 seasons. They got like one of the most seasons out of any. And you know how they keep it going? It's neat because every so many years they have a different doctor because I guess it's in a different dimension or a different time. So that's how they explain a different actor. That way they can keep the story going. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Doctor Who. Second, Vatican Secret. Third, Twilight Zone.
Hey, Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's
I
forgotten.
gotta mention the Twilight Zone, too. I know you know the Twilight Zone, right? The original TV show.
Yeah, I watch that a lot.
They did have episodes on there of time travel. The whole show wasn't about time travel, but they did have quite a few episodes, right, where they went in the future, they went back in time, and they were really good. I mean, every episode of the Twilight Zone with no money and just writing, and even if you can't see it, you just listen, right? Like I'm blind now. I lost my sight 3 years ago, over 3 years ago now. But you could just listen to the episodes. They're so good. So many actors were in there before their time, you know, like especially William Shatner was in there when he was way before Star Trek. And Burgess Meredith was on there from Rocky, and he was the Penguin in the old Batman show. There were so many good actors and actresses in there way before.
Clue Gallagher was on there, too.
Who was it? Clue Gallagher?
Clue Gallagher was on
Jesus.
there.
Oh, I can't imagine how young he probably looked back then. I probably didn't even
Oh, you
remember.
should see him. It was just on last week. You got to see how young he looked on there.
He was young with no gray hair. Well, there was no color in those shows, but yeah, he wouldn't have had no gray or white hair.
Yeah, he was so young, yeah.
Jeez. Oh, what? Bill Paxton, too, wasn't he? Wasn't Bill Paxton? Oh, not Bill. John Saxon from Elm Street. He was on a couple episodes, I believe.
Murray Hamilton was on a few of them.
Jesus. Yeah. Everybody was on the Twilight Zone.
I think everybody could have their...
And it was only on a few years, too. It's one of the ones you would think was on for like 10 years. And I think it was only on for like maybe at the most 4 or 5 seasons. Isn't that weird how you think like Star Trek was only on like 2-3 seasons? You think it went on forever, but it didn't. It only went on. Same with Batman, it was only 2 seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Vatican Secret. Second, Twilight Zone. Third, The Warriors Time Bandits.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Twilight Zone. Second, The Warriors Time Bandits. Third, Time Travel History A to Z Philadelphia Experiment Millennium New Jack.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's
I think
forgotten.
I might have them all. Oh, okay, I do. There is one more. Shit. Wait, let me ask it. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, The Warriors Time Bandits. Second, Time Travel History.
Wait a minute, that ain't even on there.
Experiment Millennium New Jack.
Ziggy, what are my stickies? I'm asking the wrong
Your
one.
last note was Math Reflection Amanda Dream Master Name, that tune being strong.
Ziggy,
Is
stop.
that the one you want to delete?
Ziggy, stop. Yeah, Ziggy. I was asking the wrong one the question. Jesus, I've been out of it the last few days. Yeah, well, I got my Alexa changed to Ziggy now, like on Quantum Leap, because you can pick different names. So I've been asking
I
it
like
that.
that, Ziggy.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And
That is very cool.
it sounds like I'm
Yeah.
talking to Ziggy from the show Quantum Leap now. You know, but I've said Ziggy 1,000 times now. You know what I mean? But, okay, yeah, Dream Master. Do you remember the poem? This is the last question for Stump the Stinger. Stump the Stringert. See, I'm freaking not even speaking right. But, yeah, the Dream Master. Do you remember the poem?
Remember the what?
The poem, the Dream Master. What Alice says.
That's a real stopper there. Yeah.
Remember? Whenever, what's her name, asks her, Kirsten. Is it Kristen or Kirsten?
Kristen.
Because, yeah, it's Kristen, right? Okay, she asks Alice, what do you do when you have a nightmare? And she says, dream about someplace fun, right?
Yeah. Right
And
before she was on the beach, and then the Freddy comes up out of the water with the claw.
Isn't that so creepy how it's a Freddy Shark with a glove? And then Freddy's standing there with sunglasses on in the broad daylight. Oh my gosh. It's so stupid.
And he makes Kristen sink through the sand with his
Yeah,
foot.
that was creepy.
Yeah.
But,
He uses his right foot to,
and what about the Dream Master? She says it before she goes to sleep, Alice. Somebody used to tell her that. I forget who used to tell her that. Maybe her mom used to read it to her when she was young. The poem, remember?
Yeah.
You forget it?
I forget it.
Now I lay me.
Down to sleep, I pray the Lord does hold her keep.
Yeah, it's in the Bible too, but they call it something different. If I shall die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. The Dream Master, right? That's what they called it in the movie, the Dream Master. I think you got 3 out of 5, dude. That's pretty good. You're usually,
that's not too bad.
You're usually a 3 or 4 out of 5, so. But yeah, that's a lot from the Elm Street movies. I was trying to remember all these little early tidbits that only us we would know after 100 and some years combined of horror movie knowledge. The horror icons, I like to call us both. So, well, we got a little bit there. We got going, and I still got to try to get a vehicle here to meet up with you. We've been both feeling a little under, but I'm going to get a bus while we get some warm weather and come up and see you somewhere. We'll get some food or something. Danny's back into Pennsylvania, though, my buddy with the 2 babies. So he's come by and seen me. He's living on his mom's couch right now in Freedom. So his girl has the 2 kids out there in her house. And, of course, she's using them for everything. It's like, if you want to come and see the kids, you got to do this. If you want to do that, whatever. Just as long as you can make it work for now. He just started he got a job again already, one of the places he used to work in. So it's just he has to walk back and forth or find a way to get to work. He don't have a car, so he has to start over pretty much. But he got 2 kids under 2 years old. God bless him. You know what I mean? And he's going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm here for him. Like I said, I'm here for everybody. You know what I mean? If you need someone, call me. I'll cry with you for that moment. That's what I tell people. We all need somebody, and we all have moments of weakness. Your pain is your strength, not your weakness. And love is a choice, and so is the hate. And everyone has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
Right, exactly.
So we're going to sign off, and we want to say we love everybody, and be the light.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Yes, of course. I tell people that because every breath is. Cherish every breath. I'm going to put that at the end of my book because I appreciate it if anybody reads the book that I'm trying to work on or listens to the podcast. You know what I mean? You can't get that second back. So anybody that listens to this or watches this stuff, thank you and thank you, thank God and bless you and bless everyone.